Hello, Smashy Smashy Eggman movie reviews and more fans. I am Martin Prevost. We have a bonus review for you, and that is for Halloween Kills, the 13th installment of the Halloween franchise, thus making it one of the longest running horror franchises that are still getting new entries, and the end of the David Gordon Green, what's his name? Danny McBride trilogy of Halloween movies. That was Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and now Halloween Ends. Of course, these are a timeline that follows only the original movie, John Carpenter's original, and nothing else. So the other movies in the series do not matter. And they really don't, because they don't even, really, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, reference them. Those all happen in the other two movies. So I think getting into this, I need to make a statement. I think as a movie, it was a very good movie. I really enjoyed it. I liked the plot. I liked what it did. As the final entry to a trilogy, it wasn't that good. So it's two very different things. Because I feel like the characters evolved way too much. Especially Laurie Strode, who went from spending her life basically being a hermit after being attacked by Michael Myers for 40 years, gets attacked again, and now is living in a house that I'm almost certain, although it's not supposed to be, it was the same set as the Myers house they used in Halloween Kills. I swear it had the same layout. I really, really kept going. I know they showed something that they had to put something in the movie saying that the Myers house got demolished, like a news clipping, because I think they realized how close of a floor plan this house had. Because I kept thinking it was just going to be revealed that's what she moved into to try to lure Michael. It is not. It isn't. For some reason, she is not in a relationship with the cop from the previous. I think she might have started one at the end, but apparently Kills, where he admits he liked her and that he still kind of does. There isn't any follow through on that relationship, which I'm surprised. I'm surprised they just weren't in a relationship with Halloween Ends picking up. I also feel like after losing her two best friends, she turned into this downward spiral, but her daughter gets murdered and she pulls herself out of it, possibly for her granddaughter, but her granddaughter would only have needed her to watch over her for a couple of months before she would have turned 18. So, again, as a concluding chapter of this trilogy, I don't think it works. I think it. I don't think it works. I think it. I think the last 20 minutes of the movie works. I think that is the real cap to this trilogy, and they just needed a movie for the rest of it. They did a really good job with it, and I really did enjoy it. I really did think the rest of the story really held up. Really was something very interesting. I really liked what they did. They really don't explain why Michael went into hiding. I'm assuming it's because of his injuries. It's kind of shown that he's a little slower than he was back in 2018. He's a little less janky than that. So that's the only reason I can think of. But they never clearly go into why he went into hiding. But basically, you know what? I do want to talk about what this movie does and what I really like. And that means I have to go into spoiler territory. Ooh, so this is a spoiler review. Not because I didn't like the movie, just because what I want to talk about, I have to spoil it to talk about it. So, basically it opens up Halloween 2019. We meet a guy who's going to babysit a kid. I kind of wish this guy was set up in the first two movies. Because I think that would have been the one big thing I really wish this movie would have done is that I wish they would have had this idea 2 movies ago and set him up 2 movies ago. He's going to babysit a kid. The kid plays a prank on him. He ends up, as the parents get home, he ends up screaming that he's going to kill the child because he's been locked into a room. The kid was playing a scary, at least the year after Michael Myers attacked, he's playing a scary Halloween prank. The kid is standing right outside the door that's like on the fourth story of this house, third story. The dude eventually kicks the door open into the kid. The kid goes over the banister and breaks his neck, and the kid dies. We now jump forward to 2022. It is Halloween week. It's not quite Halloween. I think they did try to make it without putting days of the week like it was how Halloween falls this year in 2022, where like Halloween's a Monday, therefore like people who do parties are probably going to do them Saturday, and that's kind of how they built the movie. We now see Laurie now living with her granddaughter as they readjust into the real world. Her granddaughter works as a medical aide at the hospital. And again, it's only been 4 years, so I'm not sure what kind of schooling one needs, but she got it to be an aide, to a nurse, basically, I think. But I think she's called an assistant at one point. The dude from the opening is still living in Haddonfield. He was let off on manslaughter, but the town still looks at him weird because Michael Myers was never caught. Therefore, they look at him as the new boogeyman. He runs into some kids outside of a convenience store. They get into an altercation. He cuts himself. Laurie picks him up and takes him to the hospital where he meets Laurie's granddaughter, and they kind of zing, and they start dating. At the same time, he is still being abused and harassed and looked at like he is a monster. And eventually he is accosted by those kids again, thrown off a bridge, and he finds Michael Myers' hideout. Michael lets him live. Hermit then demands that the guy go back and get Michael's mask, so he stabs him, killing that dude. He then eventually lures a cop who's also interested in the granddaughter back to Michael, and then watches as Michael kills him, wanting to learn more. And that's really the crux of this story, is this dude who wants to be like Michael and kill like Michael and learn from Michael, and eventually steals the mask and goes on his own killing spree of revenge with the people who've picked on him and made his life a living hell. He goes out on a killing spree of revenge on all of them, wearing the Michael Myers mask and the overalls. And it's really cool. And I'm like, this is a great idea. This is like Friday the 13th Part 5, but done really well. Because you get to know this guy, and it's not a mystery. You know it's not Michael, but you know it's somebody else, and that it's just the mask. It really can be anyone under the mask doing it, just filled with the evil that Michael is filled with. And that was great. And then we have to get to the ending, and the story is just kind of cut short on that dude, and he's not really given the climax I think he deserves, so we can move into the actual climax between Laurie and Michael. Like I said, as a movie itself, I think it did really well. I think I would have liked a better climax for the copycat story. I really would have. But as far as a third part to this trilogy, I think it wasn't as good. Again, once we get to Laurie and Michael, I think that's the perfect cap to the trilogy. I think everything leading up to it is a really good story, and I kind of wish the middle part, like the part that didn't get a good climax, would have been the second movie. And then maybe we would have done more of what the second movie did to lead up to the Laurie-Michael climax and bring Michael back as the main villain for this one. But yeah, so those are my thoughts. I liked it. If you like the Halloween movies, I say check this one out. I think they did a great job with it. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. All right, I'm Martin Prevost. This is Smashy Smashy Eggman. Movie reviews and more. And I will talk to you later. Have a good one.